Time waits for no man, so attack shit. It's time for some action. Trini boy swagger take time when I'm rapping. Time to get it cracking, no time for some napping.
So it's your boy SKANDOUZ, the hip hop original, and we are here. This is season 5 of the head-to-head interview series, and there's no other way to spark off a series of the head-to-head show with a good friend of mine, fantastic, not even just an MC, an all-rounder, you know, a legend. You know, this is Michael Jordan, you know, playing basketball, then baseball. You know, this is an absolute greatness in our own time, and it is such an honor to finally have the opportunity to sit down and get to know this man as an artist, as an MC, you know, as a creative. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the one and only Ryan Skillit. How you doing, brother?
Thank you, Scandi. That's a lovely introduction. Thank you, brother. And that comes a lot. That means a lot coming from you, someone who I admire, who I respect. I've seen your journey from a long time. Even before we actually became friends, I was aware of your music, and I love what you do. And you're just a natural as well in terms of, like, I know you're going and you're venturing into like wrestling podcasting and wrestling presenting, and I've seen you in the deep end with like interviews and you just, I mean, I know you've been doing interviews for a long time anyway, but to adapt that from the hip hop knowledge into wrestling, and just a natural yourself. So yeah, big up yourself, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all that, man.
Appreciate you, brother, man. But yeah, so definitely tonight we're going to be keeping it hip hop. You know, we got the big album launch coming up this week. We got that album dropping this week. So, but before we get there, you know, we want to, you know, set the stage, get to know you as an artist. So the first question we always ask on the Connoisseurs of Hip Hop, Ryan Skillit, how did you find your way into music? Where did it start?
Well, myself and my brothers, we grew up with a musical father. So my dad is a calypsonian. He's the legendary D. Alberto, a Trinidadian calypsonian legend in the calypso scene. So growing up with him, music was always playing in the house. But luckily, my mum as well was also a big lover of music herself. So I grew up with all different types of genres growing up. So you had the calypso, soca music. And then my mum would play, even though she loved all that as well, she would play all that as well. But she would also play a lot of R&B, soul. She would play the Carpenters, ABBA, the Beatles. Like, we had all a mixture of music. So I became a fan of music from a very young age. I think that was probably my first love. And then luckily for me, because a lot of people don't have the privilege that I had in terms of growing up in a household full of brothers. There's 5 of us. So I've had 2 older brothers who just educated me on everything. Like, the reason why I'm so clued up on wrestling is because of them. The reason why I'm so clued up on movies, even old school movies from the 70s, 60s, I'm a massive movie buff, is because of them. Cartoons, because of them. Hip hop music, heavily played in our house, because of them. So I was lucky to have their generation of music passed down to me, you know, because a lot of people, I think I get a bit, I don't want to like make myself sound like I'm not a snob. I don't like to say I'm snobby. I respect everybody's musical taste, and I understand everybody's got different walks of life. But I think as a younger, I think I was a bit like not understanding that not everybody has not everyone's lucky as me, and to have like teachers from a generation. Some people are figuring out music as they go on. Some people are discovering music as they go on, and they don't have anybody else to look to give them that. They just have to figure out themselves. So I think I've been very privileged to be in a position where they used to play, you know, I grew up listening to Wu-Tang way before I should have. I was a young kid listening to Wu-Tang in primary school, Busta Rhymes in primary school, Biggie, Nas, Jay, like, these were my heroes, you know. So yeah, I'm lucky to have all of that. So all of that knowledge packed in, this built up this rapper named Skillit. And that's what you see in front of you, man. Yeah, it's all of that. It's my family, man.
So what was the origin of the name Skillit? Where did it come from? And was it the first rap name you came up with?
No, the first rap name was so terrible, bro. It was called Technique.
Okay.
As I'm saying it now, I'm laughing. Technique was my first rap name, and it was trash. Like, what is that? And but how Skillit came about, you know, in a lot of, you know, as you're growing up being a hip hop head and stuff like that, you hear the slang word home skillet. What's up, home skillet? But what I would say that to everybody in school, in secondary school. That was my thing. Like, so when I meet somebody, if I saw you in secondary school, like, hey, what's up, home skillet? Instead of saying, hey, Scan, I'd be like, what up, home skillet? And then I would do it. I already did it to teachers. I did it to everyone. And then that kind of circled back to me. Like, teachers were saying it back to me, friends were saying it back to me, you know, parents were saying it to me, and then it stopped. And then it just became Skillet. It was originally Skillet first. And I couldn't spell it with the ET because there's a rock band called Skillet. So I spelled it with the IT, which is also kind of British. It's all Skillet in it, kind of thing. And then, but I noticed that as I was doing my music and trying to push my music career, a lot of my stuff was getting lost in the shuffle because there's another band called Skillet or whatever. So that's why I put the Ryan Skillit in front of it. So it's like a name, Ryan Skillit. Ryan's my real name.
Yeah. Wow, man. And did you immediately gravitate to rapping, or was there another element of hip hop culture that you drew?
That's a good question. I feel, if I'm honest with you, like I've grown up with like a very talented family. My brother is K-Night13, he's kind of got a cult following in the UK hip hop and grime scene. Well, mostly hip hop scene, but a lot of grime artists know of him. And he was the reason why we all started this. Really, he made beats. He started making beats at age of 13. Imagine that. He was making beats at 13, and he was already good at 13. It was scary.
Yeah.
He was advanced already. He was making beats on a program called Windat. I don't know if anyone remembers it. It's like a PC program where you're not supposed to make. It's like it's a program that's designed for recording only. Like, you're only supposed to record your vocals. But what he would do was, you could literally record not only your voice from a mic. You could also press record, and you could record, and say you press something. YouTube didn't exist then, but say you had like a DVD playing, you could press play on a DVD, or if you had like an MP3 playing that you downloaded from what was it called back then? What was the first streaming service that ever existed again? Namco.
Wow.
Not Namco. It's not Namco. Namco was the arcade.
Napstar. Was it Napstar?
Napstar.
And then you had LimeWire.
Yeah, Napstar and LimeWire. So he downloaded some from Napstar, and he would like record like drum patterns, record samples, and then he would just merge them together. It was mind blowing how he was to make beats off this program. And then obviously as time gone on, he graduated. So he was doing music first, and then I had my older brother Chris Mentelis, who's also on the album. Big MC. Like, personally, bro, like, I'm not just saying this because he's my brother, but one of the best. Like, if I was to sit you down and play you his albums, I think you would love it. And the shit, he got married early and started stealing in education and kind of left the scene. But I've always tried to like wiggle him back into my projects because he's such a dope rapper. Right. So my brother will make beats for him, and then my shout out to my homeboy Loudmouth Melvin, who lived down the road from us. He would rap with us, and there was like a dungeon of them just rapping, and I was just a spectator then. Like, even though I'm older than K-Night, I wasn't really pushing the music. I wasn't, my confidence wasn't there. So I was just watching them doing their thing, and I seen them like taking off. Them down on One Extra, Kiss, Choice FM. Them were doing shows on tour with Streets. And I'm like, okay, this might be something here if I was to dabble. It's only when I went to university I started creating music, and I think I did used to make beats, but the beats I made, Scan, yeah, if I play you the beats I used to make, yeah, they were so bad that it was actually comical. It was like funny. So I used to make beats, and then I caught on early, like, okay, these beats ain't good, but they're actually entertaining. And people used to come to my yard, and I used to play them beats, and everyone would be laughing. So I never really saw myself as a producer because of that, because I thought, I'm not really good at making beats. Maybe if I kept at it, I could have gotten better, but But so I thought, let me just focus on raps. And I went into, it's only when I went to university. I mean, I was writing before. I write a few things back in college days, and I recorded a few things. I don't know if you ever heard of Alan. He's a spoken word poetry artist from Tottenham.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was the first ever recording studio was his session. So shout him out. Big up Alan. I recorded at his first, and that's when my confidence started growing. And then by the time I went to university, I noticed that my university was more of a school that was kind of catered to musicians. Okay. I never did anything. I didn't study anything musically related, but I gravitated to that, and a lot of people there, like Rapid from Rough Squad, was at my uni, and I gravitated to them, and I was always in their sessions with them, looking at their stuff, and then I started making my own music and took it from there.
Wow. So how long do you reckon it took from when you first started rapping to where you felt you was confident to record and perform?
That's a good question. Very good. I feel like the first recording session I did with Alan was probably at like 2006, and that it sounded wicked because the studio session sounded sick and the beat was sick. Didn't really think my lyrics was anything up to scratch. It wasn't anything great. Then I was recording more and more, and it was like, okay, it's okay. It's only when I actually dedicated when I got to uni around like late 2007, early 2008, when I started making my first album, which is Talk of the Town.
Mhm.
And it's only then I started like, okay, I record one song. Okay, that was cool. I could probably sharpen it up again, re-record. Okay, rewrite this bit, take that bit out, and my confidence started growing from there. And then obviously I was influenced by my brother, like I mentioned, my brother, K9 and Mentalist and Loudmouth, and these men are lyricists, like sparring. So I wanted to make sure that I was good. Shout outs to my homeboy Pyro Bars from Chung family.
Mhm.
I'm gonna credit him for helping me step up my pen game because he's an incredible MC. Wolfenstein, these are all Wolfenstein family, so we're all family. Even Tony D is part of Wolfenstein family. We're all like all this, whatever. We all mingle with each other. And but when I heard Pyro spit, and me and him, we went to university at the same time, so we used to drive home together. So we were always like spitting every day and rapping about lyrics and stuff. And he was on my album, I was on his projects. I think he was the one that kind of made me want to like, all right, let me step my game up. Let me get to another level because I didn't think I was really getting anywhere, like anything of merit in terms of being seen as a lyricist, you know what I mean? So and then obviously I thought it was important for me to like, yeah, I want to be seen taken seriously as a musician, but I also want to have my own style, like my own humor involved in things like self-deprecation humor, laughing at myself, having funny videos, extravagant videos, stuff like that. So I felt that was important for me to put that ingredient in just to be myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So when you speak about your style and using like comedic elements, who would you say were like your first real influences as an artist?
Oh, easy. Busta Rhymes. Like, I think in terms of that style, he was my number one. I mean, Busta Rhymes is probably arguably my favorite rapper. Like, I mentioned Jay-Z and Biggie and all that, and Nas, because I love them. And for lyricists, I think they are my favorite rappers. But in terms of an all-rounder, I don't think I gravitated to one rapper more than Busta Rhymes. Like, I know all of his albums in the back. And I don't my memory is quite good when it comes to lyrics, but Busta Rhymes albums, I can rap them all day. Madly in love with the coming album, When Disaster Strikes. His videos just like
Yeah.
never seen anything like it. His videos for Hype Williams were just like out of this world. Big up Missy Elliott too, because her videos was very similar to Busta's as well in that case.
Yeah.
But I think when I wanted to make my own, when I wanted to come out of Skillit, I wanted to make sure that my videos was a certain standard and entertaining to watch. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
definitely.
so you mentioned obviously being into movies as well. So did that ever factor in how you put your visuals together as well?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think I'm a massive nerd. You know, bro, Scan, you know me, bro. You know I'm a big nerd, bro. Like wrestling, cartoons, TV shows, movies, all that combination has definitely influenced my music video choices. Like I made videos, like I mean, I wanted to make sure that once I'll do a video, I want to do a video about a wrestling concept. I've done that. I want to do a video about a kung fu film because I used to love kung fu movies back in it. I did that. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, all that stuff is just like stuff I grew up watching. I love. If I had more money, if I had budget, I would have been doing so many crazy things right now. But
Yeah.
who knows? That doesn't mean that can't happen one day. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. That's definitely an independent vibe, man. So obviously,
Yeah.
so you accomplished something that like many rappers never do. So you completed an album, you put it
Yeah.
out. What was the obviously the feeling of accomplishment getting that done, and then
Yeah.
obviously with the videos and the singles coming out, what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, like this. To be honest, I've put out quite a few albums now, and I think I'm just getting better at understanding how it works. I feel like before you know how it is, Scan. We're figuring it out as we go along. You know what I mean? Like you could read all the little tidbits, so people can look at YouTube videos and how you can do things. But it doesn't really give you a straight answer. You're still kind of figuring out things and working with the means that you got.
Yeah.
I've been very privileged to meet good people in my life. Like and I'm putting you in this bracket. Like you're a great guy, bro. And like I've been lucky to meet some really good people in his life, and it's like people like that has helped me. Like I'm not gonna just say, oh, I done this and I done that. That's nonsense. Like I've been lucky to have a connection with people, get on with people. People want me to do really well, want the best for me. So maybe they wouldn't charge me as much as they would charge this person for this crazy concept I'm coming up with. I'm coming up with this idea, like, yo, this idea I want to do for this album. I've got this idea for the video, and I'm coming to people who are probably charging X amounts normally, but because we got a special connection, they're like, all right, we could try and make something work, and I'll do it for you for this fee, and we just make it work, man. And it's like, I feel like you can make a dope video any kind of budget. Yeah. Same with an album. Like I don't spend great. I spend a bit of money on this album that's dropping Friday.
Yeah.
But normally my other albums, I don't spend a lot. It looks like I do. It looks very professional, but it's just working connections. I think there's something special about having the ability to like connect with people and making sure that all right, they want the best for you. Okay, I ain't got that much, but you willing to take this much? Yeah, sure. And then it still looks like I'm spending money. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's quite the process. You know, making albums, you know how it is, bro. It's a long process. It's late nights, it's early mornings, it's vocals. And it's fun. I do love it. I think I've had more fun with this album than any album I've ever made before, I think.
Okay. Right. So with the lead up to this album on social media, you compiled compilations of your videos and your singles, and really brought home like the really solid bodies of work that you've like accumulated over the years. Now, just for the people that might be watching this and they're new to Skillit, just give us a breakdown of how many albums you've released and what have been the highlights so far.
Sure. So it started off in 2008 with Talk of the Town. That's the first album. That's like 12 tracks. Then I put out an EP called As Seen on TV. Because at that time I was doing something with BBC 3. I was asked to present something with Mr. Jam on a TV show. So I did a little EP, not about that, but it's just called As Seen on TV. That's got like 7 songs, I think, 7 or 8 songs. Then you've got, oh, wow. Then you've got, I got some singles like I Love Women, which did really well. Another single named Tom Shanks. Then I got the Dirty Laundry Volume 1 EP, Dirty Laundry Volume 2, Skillit Bang album. Then, where am I now? 2015, 16, I didn't do anything then. But 2017, I dropped Skillit Loves You, which is another album, 17 songs. And then a few singles, then that's when the hiatus started. I did the Skillit Loves You album, but at that time I was becoming a wrestling podcaster, so I was getting loads of opportunities with wrestling podcasting, so I kind of was like pivoting all my attention to that. Right. And music kind of became a bit of a back foot for me. But I still dropped a few singles here and there. And now we're in 2024 with a new album called Love, Time and Heritage. So yeah.
Wicked.
And and some of my favorite moments, some great stuff, man. Like I've just had I had a blast. Like, I remember when I dropped Skillit Bang, there was so much press and promo about that. The launch party did really well. I had some videos that was circulating on TV at the time. That's the one I did a wrestling video, and there's another tune called Amazing Runs. I felt like I should have pushed that album a bit better than I did. And I also felt like there's probably some videos I should have made that I refused to do because of money, just thinking about money. Yeah. And I think sometimes you gotta let that stuff go. Like looking back, hindsight's 2020. That's why I'm quite fearless with spending money on this album, because I'm trying to undo what I did before. So I was in my head a few times, and I understand that nobody has money, but it's just I could have pushed the album, but it is what it is. It's fun.
Right. So along the musical journey, man, you began to get notoriety as a personality, as a presenter. You mentioned like opportunities that you picked up like in the wrestling business as well. But so take us back to like the presenting thing, because obviously you got a radio show, You run you've got Skillit World as well. Like,
Yep.
how do you manage to stay on top of all these things, man?
Oh man, I mean, an ideal
You
world.
sure there's not a Skillit clone running around as well?
Yeah. I wish, brother. Like an ideal world, I think I could do. I could honestly, I know I could be doing more. Um, I've burnt myself out before in the past, and I just refuse to do that to myself again. But I do still recognize that I do all these things, and I could be pushing a bit more. I could be going, you know, maybe focusing on trying to do something every day because I still can do that. You know what I mean? Like there is opportunities for me to like, all right, I've got this day off, I can just go and do that. But that all started presenting came because of there was a company called Lemonade Money, which was like a subsidiary to Channel 4. No, it wasn't Channel 4 at the time. They were BBC at the time, and then they moved to Channel 4, and they gave me my first TV acting role, which is that show I talk about with Mr. Jam called No Hats, No Trainers, and I would do like a based off the because my first, funny enough, I forgot to mention the first single I dropped is what kind of like got me a little bit of a name in the scene. I'm not gonna lie and say I've got a popular name like that, but there's a name of like a little underground music scene that people know of me. And there was a song called Scheme I dropped. That was the first video I ever dropped, and that kind of like that went up to like maybe over 80,000 views and
Wow.
like night. And so it kind of got me a bit of a little name. And from that song, because the premise of that song was different reasons why I say the word scheme, but this TV show loved that. And then they also saw that video I did for I Love Women. They loved that too. So they were like, okay, this guy's got a little bit of acting chops. He's got a bit of a personality. We want you to do this show called Skillit's Word of the Day. And where I would like come on this music show on BBC on Saturdays, and I would just like present a different word and like present what it means, like slang, urban slang for like middle class England that don't know nothing about black culture. I'll be explaining like the slang words and but yeah, so all that stuff was fun. And then I got called up again to do some more presenting on a show called Four to the Floor with Channel 4, and that was with Madam X, DJ Madam X, and Tristan, and we were all sitting on the couch and we were presenting. It was kind of like what's Poets and Anland's show before. What's Poet's show with I don't know, I can't remember what it's called now. It's Dirty Works or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but something like that before we had that first before they had it. Right. It's kind of like that. And then I did another show on BBC iPlayer called What Is Music Videos, where I would do like funny skits with like musicians and parodying people's music videos. So I've had some fun times doing some presenting, but yeah, mainly. And then obviously I met Ace through the music. Ace and I met through music, and then we connected because the wrestling, started doing the wrestling stuff. But yeah.
Wow. That's amazing, man. Wow.
Yeah.
And so just a quick segue, you know, one of the things that really brought your music to my attention, I was a very big Homeboy Sandman fan.
Yeah.
And that he'd collaborated with you on an album. So I was just like, my jaw hit the floor, man. So tell me how that collaboration came together.
Yeah. Big up Homeboy Sandman. He's a great guy, man. He's still got a tight. I mean, me and him, we cool. Like he'll email me and we'll message each other, but we're never really tight. We just got on. We did a show together in 2011. We did a show together in Camden, Scala. We did a show. No, that's not true. We did it in Brixton. It was in Brixton. We did a show together in Brixton. And this is around warming up towards the Skillit Bang promo. I was like promoting that Skillit Bang's coming. You know, it came out 2030, but I was just like, at that time, I was like, Skillit Bang's coming. We were both booked on the same bill, and we just got on like a house on fire backstage. He loved my show. I loved his show. Obviously, I knew of him already, but you know. And then apparently somebody came up to me and was like, I don't know who, but he told me when we were recording the tune Don't Doubt with the Fly Hooligan, he came up to me and he said to me, oh yeah, like I heard a lot about you. Like I was like, one thing I want to work with you because I really liked your energy and I thought your show was great, but I also want to work with you because I heard a lot about you. I was like, oh, from who? I don't know. Some guy came up to me, he's like, oh, how long you in London for? You need to work with this guy called Skillit. He's crazy. I was like, really? Yeah. So let's kick it. And I was like, well, showed him some of my work. He loved the videos. Then brought him to Loudmouth Melbourne studio in Walthamstow. He had like a little studio in it, like a house studio. Brought him to that. And we wrote Don't Doubt together. I went first, he went second. He absolutely bodied the tune because he's Homeboy Sam and he's one of the best rappers ever. The Fly Hooligan was the one who made the beat and he did the third verse. At that time, his name was Iron Braids.
Yeah.
That's the fly there. That's the fly hooligan. So yeah, that song's on the Skillit Bang album.
Okay.
And yeah, that done really well in France and stuff like that. Got rotated on France and some parts of Europe and Czech Republic, I believe, was playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have done a video for that. That's one thing I should have done a video for sure. But schedules,
Wicked, man, wicked. And we got the follow-up, technically, on the 50 MCs remix. Homeboy Sam,
Yeah,
both on that track.
big
So,
tune. Yeah. I got another song of Homo Sam, thanks to you. So there you go.
amazing. So this Friday,
Yeah.
special day, man. You spoke about being on a hiatus. Now, what brought you back to the game, man? What made you want to release another album?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what happened last year, bro. It turned to 2023. It was a happy new year. I was celebrating New Year's with my missus and some good friends in my flat. Fireworks was busting, wherever. We all went to bed. Next day, it was the 1st of January, and I don't know what happened, Scan. I literally just walked into my room, picked up my phone, went through some beats that's another thing. I think I frustrated loads of producers in my time because loads of people send me beats and I'll read it, I'll listen to it, and I just didn't write to it. So I just went through a bunch of beats that people sent me throughout the years or whenever and started writing. And I don't know what it was, Scan. I just couldn't stop writing, bro. Like, it was absolutely crazy. And I was writing good stuff. There's been times where I tried to write and it's not good enough, or I just don't have, I'm just like, this ain't, you revisit it and you're like, that ain't it. But for some reason, I just couldn't stop writing, bro. And I just was enjoying writing. I was enjoying writing. Most important, I was enjoying writing. So I was writing all the time. Wrote a bunch of beats from a guy called Beats by Jackie, my brother K9, and my boy Shay Sweat. Writing all these beats. And then came maybe end of Feb, early March. I was like, all right, I've got a bunch of stuff. I've like going over it. I've recorded on my phone so I can listen to it on my way to when I'm traveling, locking these bars in, and then as book studio, banged out a bunch of songs. And then I thought, okay, there's some stuff here, but I'm thinking I'm gonna be originally what the plan was to just record a bunch of songs and just put out singles. That was the plan. Then, but I thought to myself, you know what? Actually, there's some good stuff here. There's some stuff I could put. There's some songs here I could put in this project. Some songs here I could put in that project, and this song. So, and then I just kind of like putting all the best stuff and working out. Okay, what am I gonna do? And then I started figuring out the theme for this album, which is Love, Time, and Heritage. Because I was thinking, all right, there's some songs here that fits this album. I think this stuff will fit on that project. I was just trying to say maybe these songs will go on one producer's project. There's one producer alone. This will be one producer, but there's a bunch of songs here. Yeah. There's 12 songs that became this album. I felt this could be an album, and I started adding like skits and little like things to match the theme, because it's very much about time travel and finding love. And when I say find love, I'm talking about the love for making music again. There is stuff about love songs about women. There's a song there about my woman called Mando. Yeah. And then there's another song called Vamoose, where I go back in time to trying to rekindle an old flame. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I can't even explain it. I don't know if that was a good enough explanation, but just something just happened, and I just wanted to make music again. And I haven't had that feeling in a long time.
Okay, let's start with the title of the album, man. How did you arrive at that?
I felt like when I was listening back to the album, when I was listening to the 12 songs that I put together, actually that would be a lie, because there was some songs I figured out what the theme is. I added a few songs at the end, but I was thinking, all right, a lot of some of these songs I talk about time a lot. I'm talking about time all the time. I'm referencing time. There's a song called Chronos, the intro. The whole verse is just time. This time waits for no man. Time this. Where did time go? It's been delightful. When you laugh and sing your life full, time flies when you're having fun. Take time after time, rotating around the sun. For a time I've been spitting, ripping on this song, sacrificing my time, and I didn't have a son. So it's like all this stuff is just like I'm saying time. So I thought, okay, I call that Chronos. And then there's a song when I'm spitting bars, when I'm just going off and just rapping this lyricism. Yeah. That's heavy. That's home to me. That's what I grew up on. That's family. Listening to music, hip hop, like I said, all that is heritage. And a lot of this albums, a lot of my family's in the album. So I thought, okay, that's heritage there. And love. I talk about love in various different songs in this album. Yeah. And I thought, okay, time, love, and heritage. love, time, and heritage. Sorry. So I thought, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And then I went with. You'll see what the cover's like on Friday. I don't spoil it, but
Okay.
Sort of heritage kind of feel with the album cover. So yeah.
Amazing, man. So I take it for this album, you're not riding solo. You've got some guests on this album.
For sure. I wanted to. There is gonna be. I think the one pet peeve some people might have about this album is there's not enough of me. Like I'm obviously on every song. You know what I mean? You can hear me in every song, but I'm very generous to the features. So I feel like that's one thing I might get critiqued on. Is like, yeah, it's a Skillit album. Like it's obviously a Skillit album, but you very much embraced the featuring, and I just love. You know what it was when I started making music again? I was just calling my favorite musicians that I love making music with, or people I haven't even made music with yet. Call them up. It's like, listen, would you be on this tune? Would you be on this? So I'd love you to be on it, and just talk them through it and just make it together. And then it's kind of wanted that vibe. So the first song is called Chronos. That's just me. There is a little bit of a feature with my boy Shay in it. He does a little singing in the background, but he's not really heavily in it. Then it's like I got a tune called Ted DiBiase, which is about money and making money, but trying to make money in this damn thing, which is I love that track because it's just bars.
Yeah.
That's just me. And then the third track, Cold, that's with my little brother Head Boss, who's flying the torch for us now. So he's on that. And then shout out to TB Teddy Bareface. He's on one track about Trinidad heritage. Okay. Then there's a tune called what's the fifth song? Sly Right Through, which is very sexual, lust song. My boy Shay's on that. My boy Shay's on Vamoose, which is that song I was telling you about when I go back in time travel to find the old flame. Mm-hmm. Then back to heritage, we go back to heritage, which is the Quarantine Poisonous Poets track. And then the Genesis Elijah's on one of the songs, Dwayne the Poet, shout outs to Mentalist, shout outs to Loudmouth, shout outs to Doc Brown, Tony D. Who else is on there? K-Night 13 spits a sick verse at the end, Loudmouth. So Pyro.
But you know what? It says a lot about the respect that a lot of artists have for you to be a part of this album, man. And to be honest with you, especially in the last 10 years, I think, we don't really hear about Poisonous Poets coming back together. And the fact that they came back together to feature on one of your songs is incredible.
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, definitely. That was a bit of a surreal one because originally that song was just going to be a Quarantine song. Quarantine's my rap group. That's family. That's everyone I just mentioned. K-Night, myself, Pyro, Loudmouth, and Mentalist. Mentalist and K-Night, my brothers. Me. So that's 3 Alberts, and then you have Pyro, Bars, and Loudmouth, and it's just a Wolfenstow family. But Tony D's also Wolfenstow, and then that's our gateway to Poisonous Poets because of Tony D. Because we grew up with Tony D. Honestly, I grew up knowing all their songs, Poisonous Poets. I love them. They're amazing rappers, all of them. Yeah. And but when I was making it, and shout out to DJ Turkish from The Cypher, who used to DJ for Sway, he made the beat. And then when I made it, it was originally supposed to be a Quarantine song, but I took a long time with it. I ain't gonna lie to you, this song has been in the making for a long time, and I didn't know where I was going with it. I thought, okay, not every Quarantine rapper spits anymore. K-Night, I mean, they showed up for my album eventually because I had to drag them out, but for a long time, like, nah, if you want beats, we'll give you beats, but we ain't rapping anymore. The K-Night Loud was not on it, so I had this me, Mentalist, and Pyro, and I thought, this song, it's not good enough, just 3 of us, it needs more. And I was originally, shout out to Joker Star, because Joker Star was a feature that I had to get on it. He done a verse for me for this tune. Yeah. And then and I got Tony D. Tony D did a verse. And when I played it to Turkish, he was like, you know what, Skillit? You've got a good connection with Poisonous Poets. Do you think you can get any more to come outside their yard? I said, well, I'm quite close with Doc. Me and Doc get on really well. I said, I'll ask him. Didn't think Doc would say yes. Emailed Doc. I said, Doc, I got this tune. Tell me what you think. Doc wrote the verse there and then, bro. Send it back to me. Like, I'm talking about, he recorded and wrote the verse. I think he sent it back to me either the next day or that same day. It was mad. I was just like, wow, I've got Doc Brown on my album. This is crazy. And then I thought, okay. And then Turkish like, you know what? Love to Joker Star, but we have an opportunity here where you can do a Quarantine versus Poisonous Poets song. Get another member of Poisonous Poets. Styler's my guy. I know Styler from way back. We used to go live in Proof together, partying, always my guy. He's always shown me respect, and I love him as a lyricist. He's a dope rapper, but he doesn't rap anymore. So I was like, I kind of want to reach out for Styler. I couldn't find him on social media anymore, so I had to do one of them Facebook posts where, does anybody know where Styler is? I'm trying to get him outside his yard, and then people were just like, yeah, his name is Kareem. It's his thing here. Tagged his thing. I messaged him. Took a little while to get back to me, but he finally did. Because I did ask Reveal, but Reveal didn't get back to me at all. And he's apologized for it later once he's heard the song. I bumped into him with a rave, and he's like, Skillit, I heard the song, it's dope. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I said, nah, don't watch that, bro. Everybody's busy. And then Salah did the verse. All right, we got something here. Yeah. And we shot the video, which is gonna come out soon. Ooh. And yeah, I'm excited for it, man. It's a sick tune. That's probably one of my favorite tunes of the album, for sure.
Wow. That sounds like a landmark record, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, if you come into the launch, if you can make it, you will see us perform it live. Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, sure. Man. But we'll be there, and let's segue nicely into the launch, bro. So you heard about this launch has almost got like a legendary, like it's legend precedes it already. Like we heard O2 Indigo, and everybody's jaw hit the floor. So this Thursday we've got the album launch, and it's gonna be a roadblock. So just let the people know that's that might miss out and they're gonna be in their feelings.
Yeah.
Let them know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, no, definitely. Come down to my album launch. It's advertised, my new album I've done. It's been my fifth. Well, no, that's not true. My fourth studio album. I had EPs and stuff. Yeah, it's been my fourth album. And I'm excited to present it, and I'm excited to perform it. It's gonna be loads of vibes. It's gonna be loads of vibes, loads of fun. And if you ever been to a Skillit show before in the past, you will know what to expect. It's gonna be fun vibes. Everybody's gonna have a good time. Good DJs, party vibes, music. Just relax, just have fun, have a few drinks, just chill, meet people. There's gonna be a lot of people in there who you might get a connection with, you might want to make something with. Definitely meet and just enjoy a show. I'm gonna rock the house, and yeah, it's gonna be good fun, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, and I know you are literally the king of networking. So I know like we're gonna see people from all walks, all universities like colliding with each other. It's gonna be magic, man. That's definitely something not to be missed at all.
Thank you, Scan.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, the question we always ask, and it might be a bit premature, but we just have to ask since we got you, man. When this album comes out, right? The immediate question is always, okay, so what's next? That's a fair question. Game for Ryan Skillit, the artist.
That's a fair question, because I've got some projects lined up. That's more than a fair question, because initially I probably thought I was going to do this album. I probably was going to bow out on this album, but because we get older and responsibilities. And who wants to hear a 40-year-old rapper? I'm not 40 yet, but it's happening. But I honestly don't believe that any of that should matter. I feel like we are musicians. We're here for a reason. We create for a reason. We don't create. I don't think Freshers and Skillit has ever created music. I mean, if we made money from it, none of us will complain. That would be great. But I don't think we do it from a place of like, this is gonna. I've never made a song thinking this is gonna take me here. I've never said that to myself. I've always just made a song, put it out, see what happens. And some things work out, and some things don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll ever stop making music, if I'm honest with you. I think I'll always produce music in some sort of capacity. And I've got some projects coming out. There's a very talented producer I've worked with before called Jackie. He's Beats by Jackie. Check him out. Dope producer. I did a song with him back in 2014 called Glorificent.
Wow.
It was on Glorificent. It's one of my favorite songs. And it was on my EP, Dirty Laundry Volume 2. Put it out. I didn't do no video for it, nothing. And as time goes on, I look back at you look at your streams, like what's the most streamed song? I've had songs that's had gone viral, and it's not more streams as a song than this song, Glorificent, which is mad. But I think that's because somebody like in Soul Election or something must have heard it, put it on I think they put it on a mixtape or something, because it's getting random streams in America. I don't know why. I don't know who's put my song somewhere in America, but it's getting playlisted there. So that's done a lot. But I've got a project with him. We got a really good project together, which I know I shouldn't say this on air, but I definitely want to come to you and the Freshes, because there's a song on there. Once I get all this launch stuff out of the way, I'm gonna come back to you about this song.
Okay.
I think you guys would be perfect for. So yeah, so that one's one. My brother K Night 13, who's just doing big stuff in the States. He's doing stuff with he's produced on your old Droog album. He produced he did someone else recently. I can't remember. He's always working with somebody from the States. He's doing a lot of big things. Me and him got a project together, which I'm excited for as well. I feel like there's other projects I'm forgetting. There's other projects. There's a guy called L English, very talented producer. Got something coming with him. Me and Pyro Bars are going to be doing something together, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah, there's more projects coming. For sure.
Yeah. So what about the group with your brothers, man? Are you guys gonna do like a Wolverhampton Wu-Tang kind of thing, or? That's
the thing, man. Like the Quarantine. I forgot to mention that in the list of the things that you talked about all my EPs and albums, there was a Quarantine album as well. We did a Quarantine album back in 2011. Yeah. That got a huge buzz, and we didn't really capitalize on it. I feel like we were making a second one, and I think we were all in different places in our lives at that time.
Okay.
Mento, he's got 4 kids now. At that time, I think he was on the verge of having 2. I think K-Night was a bit questioned about his direction of music at that time. I think Loud wasn't really focusing on music as much. I mean, I think he did. I think Loud, obviously, that's unfair for me to say. Loud was focused on music heavily at the time, but some things didn't work out with the studio and stuff like that. And he started venturing into TV production. And me, at that time, even though I was doing a lot of shows and I was working a lot, I also felt I didn't take it seriously as I should have at that time. I don't think I was mature enough to realize that people take to me at the time. I've got momentum, and when you lose momentum, it's hard to kind of get it back. And I feel like at that time I should have struck when the iron was hot, and I could have done more. But it is what it is. 2020's hindsight, innit? And no regrets. It is what it is. But one day, hopefully, I would love to do another album with Quarantine. I think we would kill it. It would be amazing. So we'll see.
Amazing, man. So the next question that we usually ask, man, is, what would you say is the Ryan Skillit legacy? And in terms of like, obviously as an artist, there's still stuff you want to do, creatively. I mean, you might feel like you've not even peaked yet. So I mean, what do you feel is like left for you?
I think to make a classic album is left for me. I feel like the albums I've made some great albums, like humbly speaking, as a being humble here. I think I've made some very good albums, like albums you can listen to, be like, okay, you know what? Or definitely some albums you might hear first time, you're like, oh, I don't know about that. But then you hear it more, I think it definitely will grow on you. I think this next the new album dropping this Friday, I think it's my best work so far. And I think I want to strive to carve out a classic. I want to make something that is undeniably classic, because with everything I put out so far, and that's not me knocking any of my work, but I think there is room for argument where it's like, it's good, but I wouldn't say it's a classic. You get what I'm trying to say? And I would admit that myself. But I definitely want to carve something special. And I think like the way my pen game, I think I'm just getting better as a writer. As a rapper, I think I'm getting better and better. So I think that's not going to go away anytime soon. So let's develop on that. Let's build on that. And let's work with some like next musicians. Let's build something. Let's work with some new musicians, some new talent. I'm always working with somebody different in different albums as well. So I'm always looking out for new producers, new this and that. And build on there. Shout out to S2, who's Wookie's younger brother. Me and him has made some magic before in the past. Me and him are talking about making albums together. So maybe that could be it. We'll see.
Ooh. That's some exclusives right there. Oh my God.
Yeah. We'll see. And in terms of legacy, in terms of if it's all said and done, say sadly something happened to me next year, I think my body of work in terms of especially visuals, humbly speaking, I don't think anyone will argue that I've got the best independent music videos out there. In terms of an independent artist putting his own money in it, not no drug money, not no this, not no label. Me working random 9-to-5 jobs, getting my money together and making something myself. I think my body of work of visuals in that capacity is probably one of the best ever in the UK. And that's me humbly speaking. I don't want to sound arrogant.
When I saw the highlight package, bro, I humbly, bro, I was just like jaw on the floor, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just feel like that's one thing I could be very proud of. Like I'm proud of my body of work. I'm proud of my music and stuff like that. But I think with like visually, I think that's where people can see. Okay, I can see the talent there for sure. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that will be my legacy, and hopefully I'll build on that, and hopefully I'll make some more crazy videos as time goes on. We'll see.
That's fantastic. That is
Thank you.
fantastic, bro. So yeah, so just to reiterate, man, we've got the big album launch this Thursday at O2 Indigo. Obviously yourself, DJ Ace. Have we got any other special guests coming through?
Yeah, so the DJ Ace, DJ Lucky Styles, performances by obviously myself, Shay Sweat, who's a South London MC from he's in a rap group called Swirlers, R&B rap group. Very talented rapper, very talented singer. I've done stuff with him in the past. Teddy Bareface, TB, Tuberculosis, Walthamstow legend, rapper, bad boy, he's coming down. Doc Brown, legendary Doc Brown, rapper, comedian, actor. He's going to be performing with me. Styler, Tony Dangerous from Poisonous Poets family. Tony D, the battle champion. You know, a lot of people know about him. Pyro Bars, Chris Mentalist, or Mento, I should say. Chris Mento now, from Quarantine. Very talented rappers. They will be performing with me. Am I missing anyone else from the guest list? I guess I feel like I'm missing someone. No, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
And then you have like loads of random people there. You have the freshest. Well, you have Scan from Connoisseurs of Rap. He'll be there. You might see Kevin Clifton from Strictly Come Dance, and he'll be there. You might see James D'Lo from Gorilla Position. You might see all kinds of people will be there. So it'll be a good vibe. It'll be loads of drinks, and we want to have a good time and party. So yeah, come down. Make sure you come down. Doors open at 6 p.m. But I think the show will start at 8, or the party will start around 7. And then we'll go from there. Wicked,
man. So what is the socials, man? If people want to get in touch or keep up or find out more about the launch party and the album that's coming.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you like anything I've said today, you think, oh, this guy sounds interesting, you don't know who I am, please follow me at Skillit World, SKILLIT World. You can my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my Twitter, TikTok, all of it is still on the one handle, Skillit World. And you can find all my music videos on my YouTube channel. You can listen to my music. If you type in Ryan Skillit on streaming platforms, you'll find my music there. And yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for your time, Scan. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Amazing, man. So here we are, man. This is episode number 1 of the 5th season of the Head to Head series. I'd like to once again thank my guest, the incredible legend that is Ryan Skillit. You know, and thank you guys for watching. You can catch us at Connoisseurs of Hip Hop on all platforms. You can catch me at SKANDOUZ, and we will see you next time for another incredible edition of the Head to Head interview series. So until next time, peace.
Peace and love.
Time waits for no man, so attack shit. It's time for some action. Trini boy swagger take time when I'm rapping. Time to get it cracking, no time for some napping.